Here we are live. I'm going to take a few seconds to see if anybody out there comes on. I'm going to be doing the draw, which would be really good. I've got to find where we are here. Okay, I've got 3. Hi, Lee. Hello, Lee Schaefer. I've got to put it on this way so I can see. Oh, there's the comments. Perfect. So last night, we had a draw, but I was just a little bit, I had a busy week yesterday. Hello, Karen. And so we didn't get to the draw. So I thought I'd come on and I would do the draw. We have a beautiful Larimar pendant, and just so you know, like, we've just enjoyed doing these giveaways. I think, you know, at this time, it's just so nice to be able to do that. Hello, Camille and Lorraine and Shannon. See, I get to say hi to people. I love this. Mary Lou Ford, how are you? And so I thought I'd come on and I'd do the draw. We'd get the business out of the way. And if there's somebody out there that would like to have a reading, you can just let me know. I'm going to do for about an hour. And then I'm going to cook dinner for Lloyd. He's going to be blown away by that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the draw for Sandy. And she is a reflexologist that lives in Waterloo. And we're so grateful to her for her generosity in having this draw. And so I'm going to pick out, hello, Stephanie and Lisa. You know, Lisa, we love you at the 9th. You are so wonderful and supportive. It just means everything to us and to me. And so this is for the treatment for Sandy. So here we go. Oh, you know what? I got 2 together. I got to do it again. Okay, so it's kind of a lazy day today. I love it. Okay, so Kayla, Clayton, you won. You won the treatment with Sandy. You got to be psyched about that. I wanted to be in this draw, but I don't think I can. So now, here's for the Larimar. So congratulations, Kayla. Oh, I better write that down. You know what? I get things so going in my head. Kayla Clayton. It's awesome. I'm sure you're going to have to let us know how your treatment was, because I think you're going to just love it. And now we're going with Megan. Oh, hi, Megan. We're going to go with the Larimar pendant. So I'm going to stir it up and stir it up. Stephanie Bevan, you won the Larimar, and trust me, it is so beautiful. Like, it's just, I love it. And so it's at the store. So I will definitely let Lloyd know that you're the winner. And so you get to pick it out or pick it up whenever it's convenient for you. If you leave, how do you get in the draws? Okay, so just so you know, that's a great question, Lee. What we've been doing is we've been giving like 2 things a week. So what you do is you just go on our Facebook page and you'll see what the draws are. And then I either have you share our page or like our page or put a comment like yay or nourish me or something like that. And then what happens is that I literally have to write out all the names, and then we try and do the draw the same evening as the live feed. But that doesn't always happen because, like, the day gets away on me. This week we're going to be offering another treatment from Krista, my daughter, and she does this amazing treatment. You get on her table, you're there for about 2 hours. You come away from it in just a completely different space. I mean, she's incredibly gifted. And so I'll be posting for that. So you watch for it, Lee, and then you just click on it. The other thing that we are going to be offering this week as well is a drumming session with Lloyd. And so that is an hour session, and everybody can really, hello Anne, hello gorgeous. Everybody can definitely benefit from the energy of the drum, which is just so beautiful. And his sessions are about an hour long, just depending, of course, on COVID. My sister was going to be in the store this week, but just because she takes care of our mom, who is 98 years old, she's made the decision to kind of just honor the isolation and just to keep our mom safe. So she's a very gifted reader, but I totally get that she didn't want to be here. The other thing I want to show you, it's just going to be so cool. Hello, Jocelyn. And Jocelyn, I mean, if you're in the mood to give another one of your treatments away, I mean, that would be awesome. If any of you want to just write down a date, 1 year, a year that had a huge impact on you as I'm talking, just 1 year, okay? Like, don't give me 100 years. Just give me 1 year, and I'll give you a bit of a reading just from that, okay? But I have to show you. I was in the store working, and Lloyd had brought some stuff in without me being there, and I got to show you guys. Ready for this? Look at this. Look at these. Just look at it. Shungite. They were at the store, and I said to them, no way in this world are these going anywhere but with me. So just so you know, I bet you can even feel the energy. So shungite is, what it does is it helps to release and bring us back to the original template prior to any type of what you want to say, influence from our experience and all that sort of stuff. So just holding them. And this is the really cool thing. Like, if you look at these, for me as a, I'm all about past life. So you look at all these little things for me as a record. So when you hold on to this, it just helps release all of that. So I'm just sending all of this beautiful energy to you. Okay? Look at this. That's not the only thing I bought. Look at this. Check this out. This is lepidolite. Look at it. It's absolutely fabulous. Like, look at this. And it's flat. Hello, Julie. You're a beautiful soul. See that? You put it right here on the heart. Oh my gosh, it just calms you down. And so that was another beauty that I got at our store. So I just want to show it to you. It's just so beautiful. Like, I've got some of the coolest things. And then look at this. Look at this thing. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Anne. Yeah, I know. Isn't it gorgeous, Anne? Like, it's so beautiful. And it's really neat because last night when we were on the live, we were having a bit of trouble with static and stuff. And so Lloyd went and got this crystal, and then it all just went away. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to surround myself with these beautiful crystals as I'm reading for you. So I just wanted to put it out there. So no doubt look for the draw, and that'll be very cool. I'm going to go to my comments to see if I have some here that have dates. Oh my, there's lots of them. Cool. Okay, Karen, I'm going with you. So, just so you know, these are kind of spontaneous, random readings. I am bragging. I am bragging, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not bragging, I'm just going, yay. But I do want to share them with you at the same time. So just so you know, I'm not going to do the phone thing because, like, I'm just not, you're coming to the 9th on Saturday. I'm going to be there on Saturday, Julie, so it'd be lovely to see them. They've got me booked all day, but who knows. So what I want you to do, if you don't mind, just send me some message to let me know if I'm on, and if not, that would be really great because I'm not doing the phone, I'm not doing any of that, I'm just doing a few, just throw out there. So with Karen, You have the date 2018. So this reading is for you. I'm going to look at your energy of your name first, because our name really does just present ourselves to the world, and I don't believe that our names are random. And so if you look at your first letter, which is the cornerstone letter, it's a K. So here's a line, then you have something come in and something go out. So for you, balance is like a huge thing. You draw things in and then you send them out. So for you, it's bringing it in and sending it out. Also, this really is about the kind of that magician energy, that magical energy of being able to use energy to your benefit. So you bring it in, you put it out, you bring it in, you put it out. And so for you, there's no doubt in my mind that you have this beautiful energy. And when you walk into a room, trust me, your energy fills the room. It's also about being in the flow. So most people that have a K in their first letter are people that really appreciate just being in the moment and just going with the flow. And so it's just, but it's also about giving and receiving, which is really beautiful. And then if you look at your soul essence letter, it's an A. So here there's kind of conflicted energy, and so you tend to bridge. So this means that you're not really comfortable with confrontation, you don't like any kind of conflict, that there's something inside of you that feels the need to really try to heal any type of conflict. The other thing about a bridge energy is they tend to step back and sort of push other people in the light. And I mean, they're sort of the negotiators. They're the people that love to sort of, that connection is very important for you whenever you're dealing with a conflict. From the moment the conflict kind of starts until it's resolved, I mean, there's definitely an unsettling in you. Then if you look at the R, again, we have a nice straight line. Then you have like this little area right here that sort of cups and protects your chest. And then there's a stick going into the ground. So this lets me know, even if you're dying, that you still function. Like a lot of people may not even know that you're in a state of emotional, being in a bit of an emotional state. So you hold everything close to your chest and you protect whatever that energy or that wounding is. And then your next letter is I, which really is an independent, very independent person. So it's not like you lean on other people or suck the life out of other people. It's where you like to do your own thing. Somewhat of a loner type, so you're a bit of a lone wolf, so you like your own space. And then your last letter, which is kind of neat, is an N. So it kind of goes up and down and up and down. So often people that have an N as their capstone letter tend to draw a lot of energy to their life. So it may be that you're anxious about this or you're anxious about that, but it seems like you always have to be doing something. In the year 2018, I guarantee whatever happened in that year for you, number one, it would have surfaced anything from a past life as well as your history. And so this would be working within the records. And so just so you know, it would be, let's say if you had a heartbreak, you would have gone through the emotion of that, but the heartbreak would have been amplified because it kind of would have conjured up old wounds as well. And so here, this is a 2. And so this is the priestess here. And just so you know, I'm going this way. So it would be connected to 2016. So whatever was going on in your life in 2016, you would have come into some sort of truth. 2017 would be an adjustment to that truth. So, I mean, nothing in your life would feel familiar. And then in 2018, it's almost like a lot of times when we're in this particular vibration, we think that we're depressed because we sort of pull in our energy. But in fact, what it is it's just where we're reflecting on the lessons that we learned at that time. 2016 is also connected to 2007. That would be a big year for you. And 2007 would in fact be connected to 1998 and then 1989 and then 1980. And this is what I love, you know, this is what I love about this beautiful, you know, this connection that we have with our history. You know, something that happens to us when in 1980, it revisits us in 1989, then again for you in 1998, then again in 2007 and 2016. So for you, Karen, this 2018 would be a year where you just sort of look at things, and then in 2019 you would have planted seeds to grow. So it's like if you wanted more joy, or you wanted a new job, or you wanted a new partner, or you wanted to change something, you would have planted seeds in 2019, and then 2020 is where you would have had to take a step. The interesting thing that I find is that, in fact, you're kind of moving with the energy of the universe. So there's no doubt in my mind that you feel like a bit of an orphan, or that you felt that you were thrown away, not only in this life, sensitive to any type of abandonment and any type of dismissal, but this, in fact, would be connected to a past life experience as well. I'm going to draw some cards for you, Karen, and if you just don't mind putting out a little bit of comments just to see, I'd be interested to know, but it would have been a very powerful year for you, and it would be connected with your past life again. So here I'm going to draw a couple cards. So this is the card of the student. And this really is that there's no doubt in my mind that you have a curiosity, that you absorb information, that you're always wanting to learn, you always want to grow, you want to expand. I mean, for you, there's so many things that you have interest in. And so, like, no doubt that even in a past life that you would be a scribe. So this lets me know that, you know, communication is an important thing for you. Being able to journal, and write and sort of put down your thoughts so you can see them, which is just very, very interesting and just beautiful. It's a beautiful form of expression for you. This is your next card, so this lets me know that you're a goddess. And I just did a reading on a lady, and it was kind of neat because this card came up. And so goddesses have a lot of power, and they bestow a lot of power. And so no doubt in a past life, you were a priestess. And so there may have been a persecution at that time. There may have been that you drew a lot of energy and a lot of attention around you because of all the things that you possessed, all the powers that you possessed. Also very charismatic energy, and very old soul that has a lot of insight. So for you, that's another card, which is very beautiful. This is an armor. So this card really speaks about sometimes when we're wounded, what happens is we tend to armor ourselves and protect ourselves. So you may have a bit of this armoring that in this present life. So one thing I definitely would do is I would literally summon your armor and just have a conversation. It could be in a past life that you were a guardian or you were some sort of soldier. So for you, when you get upset, you may armor yourself and withdraw and retreat, or you might be quite reactive to that type, any type of criticism, or if you feel that you're kind of subject to some sort of, you know, energy that's not particularly positive, you might be very easily triggered and reactive. And yeah, no doubt. You see, this really is the card of union. So for you, being very close, having a union for you is very important. The connection you have with people, you may not have a lot of people around you, but the people that are there You have a deep connection with them. It also may mean in a past life that there would have been some issue with relationship. So even in this life, you may struggle with companionship, or you may struggle with intimacy, or anything like, you know, that connects, like a marriage, a union, a partnership. Let me see, I'm going to do one more card for you. And this really is the card of hanging on. So no doubt in my mind that you tend to hold things very close. So it's where you just kind of hold on to things. And these may things be that you need to let go of. And no doubt in 2018, that's what you were trying to do. It'd be a shedding. So part of your spirit may feel that if you let go of it in some way, you know, you were dishonoring the experience or dishonoring the relationship you have with that person. And I'm just here to say that we're all students and we learn all of these beautiful lessons, and it's being able to honor those lessons and to be able to let go. So just for you, 2018, Karen, would have been a very spiritual shedding year for you. It would have been a very deep year of introspection and reflection. You would definitely come to peace with some things, and it would all be connected with not only your history, which would involve those few years that I gave you, but also with the past life. So whatever the theme was, if you can look at what you learned in that year, that is all gifts. So yeah, just so you know, I hope that helps you. But yes, okay? And I'll be looking for your comments. I'm just looking here. Oops. I need to go to all comments. That's fun. Okay. Okay. I love that stop rating. Sandra Campbell, let's do you. 2012. That's a highly, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. That's so great. And I look forward to having a full reading with you, Karen. So, and thank you very much for your feedback. So I'm going with Sandra Campbell. So if you're out there, it's really interesting. So far, with Karen, it'd be a past life. In the year 2012 for you, Sandra. Oh, let's do your name first. See, this is really interesting. Your first letter in your name lets me know you're a shapeshifter. Highly intuitive. You have the ability to read people that are in front of you. You know absolutely just bang on how you feel. You know where you want to go in the room, where you don't want to go in the room. Also, the one thing with an S at the beginning of your letter, which in fact is your cornerstone letter, these are people that have the ability, they're very flexible, they're non-judgmental, they sort of go with the flow. Then if you look again, you have a bridge letter as your soul essence, so this lets me know that you're a healer, you're a person that likes to restore peace, you don't like any kind of conflict. You don't, you know, for you, it's like you like things when everybody sort of is connected. And so for you, that's a very important thing. Then if you look at the N, again, this can be a little bit of anxiety and energy around you. And then if you look at your D, like look at the D in your name, it's like this shielding. So no doubt in my mind that you're a person that tends to be very private about your wounds. And then when you get upset, that you literally pull into yourself, that you don't like the vulnerability of having your emotions exposed. And again, with the R, you can see there's a protection. So a lot goes on with you in this heart area, as well as with your last letter being an A. So it just lets me know that you're a person that works with angelic energy, and that there is a guardian that walks beside you. And this guardian has come with you from a past life. And so if you were to look at anyone who has left your life, I guarantee that they're with you, that they've never left you, that in some ways they give you inspiration and a sense of protection. So looking at the year 12, no doubt for you, this is where we renegotiate kind of contracts between people. Often in the year 5, we have to speak our spiritual truth. And so we go from a state of being quite silent, where we have to stand up and speak our truth. This is also a year of kind of cutting cords and cutting relationships that don't really serve you. And it's where you find the balance within those relationships. This is also, there may be the energy of guilt or responsibility. There's no doubt that you're a bit of a sponge, so you absorb the energy of other people. So in the year 2012, it's where you would just say, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm drawing a spiritual line and I'm pulling back some of my energy. I'm just going to see where these years are connected. So it would be 2007, and just so you know, like you walk a very spiritual path, so that you have a curiosity about yourself, and that there's this energy inside of you that wants to know who you are. You're on this kind of great spiritual kind of introspective space. So there's a lot of questions. So 2009 would be included. 1998, 1989, I'm going to go to 1980, and I'm going to do one last one. I'm not sure how old you are, but also 1971. So if you were to look at those years, they're all connected to 2012. Often this may involve the family. It may involve some sort of responsibility, that you feel responsible for something that's happened within the family. And so even this is like, I don't want to be responsible or feel responsible for everyone. So this would be a year of liberation as well as renegotiation. I'm going to draw some cards for you. And I don't know if you're out there, Sandra, but it would be, I'd love to hear from you, whether or not that speaks to you. Yeah. And see, the interesting thing is 2013, that would have been an emotional year for you. 2014, this would be where you released yourself from something, so there would be some sort of independence, where you would just move forward. 2015 would be an incredibly restorative year for you. And let me just do this, 7, 8. And 2016 would be a big year as well. So just so you know, 2016 is where it would come full circle for you. So if you were to look at whatever is going on in 2012, it would hook up with 2016. And this really is, I mean, when we look at the influence of our parents and issues that happen within the family, some of us take those on. Like it's almost where we feel the responsibility of that until we renegotiate. And so, Sandra, I'm going to draw some cards for you. Here's your first card. And it's really interesting because this is my past life deck, and I wanted to include myself in the deck. And how I perceive myself is the imperfect and flawed healer. And so that means that I've had quite a difficult past. I've done some things that I'm proud of. I've done some things that I'm not proud of. But that at the same time, I know that I was contracted in a past life to do spiritual work. And I believe, Sandra, that you are as well. It also lets you know that you're a very empathic person, that you're very sensitive to other people's suffering, because in a past life, in fact, I believe that you did suffer, that there would be some sort of, you would feel like an orphan, or you would have lost somebody, or you may have been betrayed. So betrayal for you, especially for people that you love, is very wounding. This also lets me know that you're a person that is very non-judgmental, that you're very understanding, and you appreciate the struggle of other people. Here's another card for you. This lets me know in a past life that you walked beside those that suffered. So in this life, as a result of the contract from a past life, you may take on other people's stuff. And that's why in the year 2012 that you decided, like, I just can't do this anymore. I can't take on everybody's issues. I need to find a healthier way to be supportive other than trying to fix it all. So this again lets me know that you're a very compassionate and loving soul. Here, this is your next card, and this lets me know that you're an old soul, and very deeply, so whatever issues you kind of have surfaced in this life, I guarantee you that they're rooted in a past life, and that you're an old soul, and you would know this even as a young girl. Like, you would be highly aware of your sensitivity, not just to your environment, but if there was any conflict, if there was any issues growing up. And so no doubt in my mind for you, it's really about being able to release. This also is very creative. So you're a very inspired person. You're an artist. You could be a poet. You could be a writer. So, I mean, I call this the card the Muse. So you're a person that just loves that inspiration, and there's a depth with you. Even with music would have a real connection to your soul. I see, you know, the artist or the muse as a very romantic person. So they're very, you know, they're just very kind, and they have this warmth about them. And this, no doubt, in a past life, there would be some sort of, you would have been orphaned, or you would have been thrown away, or felt like you had been thrown away. So in this life, there's no doubt that you would have a sensitivity to that. So I hope that gives you a little bit of messages just through that 1 year, which is 2012. And if you can look at 2007 to 2012 to 2016, there's no doubt there's some beautiful spiritual lessons there that will just lead you on the spiritual path that you are destined to be on. So I hope that helps, and I look forward to your feedback on that reading. I'm going to go back and see. Okay. So we're going to do Anne McDougall. And this is 2002 for you, which is a big year. So just so you know, looking at the energy of your name, again, you have the bridge energy. So this lets me know that you're a person that prefers peace. And it's really interesting because with your name, I see the letters, you know, you have an A, which is all about like angelic realm, being very peaceful, having a beautiful heart, a very loving heart where you try to fix things for people. And then right after that are these double N's, and those double N's get you into trouble. Like, it's up and down and up and down and up and down. So for you, things come together. Like, you know, everything is doubled. So just so you know, it's like being able to say, no, I don't need to have chaos or anxiety or fear in my life to feel alive. Or, you know, this would be a really good year for you to sort of look and say, what can I shed? What can I make peace with? And so it really is a lot of energy around you. 2002 for you would be a year that you took your power back. This is where you would have taken a step, where you would have come out of your comfort zone. In the year 2001, you would have planted a seed, and this is wanting to try and grow. And so like in 2002, it's like, it's where you would just take your power back. I want to see. And it would be connected to 1998. So just so you know, whatever was going on in 1998, there's no doubt in my mind that you would have come into a place where you have come into some sort of knowledge, and then in 2002 it's where you would have taken back your power. It's also connected to 1989 as well as 1980, and I see your message there, and no worries, you can maybe look at it after the replay. And 1980 and 1971. So those would be the years. So no doubt in my mind that that would be for you, is just somehow just bringing back your power. And I'm going to give you a few cards. So this is the Conformist. So no doubt in my mind that you're a person that has great moral judgment, that you don't do anything that you goes against your moral fabric, that you're an honest person, that you're a very sincere person, that you're a person that has a lot of faith. And, you know, and so for you, no doubt, like, you do things because you feel you have to. There's a bit of a, what's the word? A bit of, you know, influence that has an impact on you. The next card for you is the Hero. So this lets me know in a past life that you did very challenging things, that you in fact like a challenge, and this lets me know in this particular lifetime that you have become a hero. So it's where you are dealing with some obstacles or some difficulty, but that you show up through your own, you know, your own, it's like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be a hero in someone's life. And then this is about the spin. So it lets me know that there's times where you feel kind of out of control, that your life is sort of leading you, and that sometimes it just feels almost too much. And so being able to just kind of calm things down. I'm going to do another. This also is the Scream. So this is a bit of frustration. So it may be where you feel that you don't have any power. And that's what I find in 2002. You would have done something to try to take back your power, just so you know. And the last card for you, this is the card of liberation. So this is trying to free yourself from some sort of bondage. It may be a bondage that's just in your own mind, or it may be where you feel that you've taken the weight of something, but it's also about liberation. So that year for you would have brought those lessons about liberating yourself, being able to calm things down, having to be a bit of a hero in your own life. So yes, I hope that that gives you a few messages. Okay. Put that aside. I'm going to shake up my cards. Hello, Joan. I'm going to see. Thank you, Karen, for your feedback. That's wonderful. Okay, Lee, we're going to do you next. Saying 2008. Yeah, see, what's really interesting, just so you know, Lee, I'm doing you next. I'm going to do your name energy first. And so this is the interesting thing. You look at your first letter. You share the same letter as me. And I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, like, I know who I am. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I definitely have a bottom line. I've never really fit in. I've always been my own person. And so then if you look at your two letters, you have double E. So this lets me know that you have a very active, vibrant mind. So this is the mind of a visionary. So no doubt that your mind, you have a hard time kind of calming it down, and that there's always another question or a curiosity. So for you, life is very complicated, and you sort of analyze a lot of stuff. And I mean, I just think it's really interesting that your soul essence letter as well as your capstone letter is the same. So this really speaks about the mind, is how do you calm down your mind? How do you just like be in a place where there's just peace and solace, and where you're not always having to, you know, think about stuff and analyze stuff. I noticed with you, it's the year 2008, and so for you, this definitely would be a year of change. So there would have been something that happened in your life where nothing feels familiar, and this would be connected to 2007. One thing I do want to say to you is I noticed that you wrote that 2008 robbed you of your trust. And one thing I definitely want to say to you, Lee, is I don't know if you really had trust before 2008. I think that there would have been something that connected in 2007. I also believe that there would be something connected in 1998, as well as 1989 and 1980. And so just so you know, it's like I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't know if you had trust before 2008. It may be where you shut the door. It may have been a betrayal that just felt so huge that it just would have, but it would have also surfaced every other time where you have given yourself, you know, you've trusted something or someone, and it all kind of fell apart. I'm going to draw 5 cards for you to see what the year 2008 also had in store for you. I mean, there's no doubt the following year, 2009, is where you would have really retreated and pulled all of your energy in. It's where you would have just kind of shut yourself out from the world. I didn't, those dates, trust taken. Yes. So I'm just asking you, Lee, like, does that resonate with you? Like, often that your trust was really, really challenged even before 2008. And so, you know, having to adjust from that would have just been very difficult for you. I'm going to give you some cards just to let you know, okay? Yes. Okay, Lee, thank you, love. Just makes so much sense. Like, for me, I can remember that for the longest time, I sort of blamed my first boyfriend, you know, for taking my trust, you know, and there was reason for that. I mean, he wasn't the most healthiest person on the planet, neither was I, but I'm grateful to him because I have my daughter, and she is the greatest gift of my life, one of the greatest gifts of my life. But I always thought that he had damaged me so much, right? And then I realized I was already damaged, or else I wouldn't have drawn him to me. So just so you know, like, I just have such compassion for you, love, and that trust is something that the more we know ourselves, the more we can trust, because now I know, like, no, I know what's important to me. I know the type of person I want to be. I know what I'm not willing to give away, what I'm not willing to compromise. So often what happens is through that betrayal, we truly learn more about ourselves. I'm going to draw your first card, and this is an anchor. So this lets me know, that you're an anchor. And so you're a person that is just solid, that you are an oak tree, that you came to this life as an oak tree, that you're very protective, and people will be drawn to you. The one thing I will say to you is, being an oak tree, what happens is, because we believe our value comes from being very stoic and very present for other people, often we will attract people that need to be anchored. So just so you know, that often has an impact on us, because the fact that we just, you know, we you know, in order for us to feel important or loved, we'll be solid for other people, but often it's just the kind of people that we're attracting that would be really good for you to look at. You know, it's like, what did you learn about yourself and the people that you would draw to you? But this lets me know that you're 100% oak tree. This also lets me know this is the hostage. So this also speaks about influence, and this isn't about an abduction. This isn't about, it's really about feeling imprisoned by the influences of the people around us. And so this really is where we feel kind of, imprisoned by either beliefs, or we may feel that we're under the influence of other people. It may be in a past life that you in fact did something and that you had to go to jail, and that you were sort of taken away and even betrayed by someone else. It also means that we sort of stay in that, and no doubt there's also that whole thing about the gorilla in the room, like we don't want to look at that. So often we'll see what happened around us as opposed to what really is in that room with us. Often, through this healing path that all of us are on, it's where we sort of look at, like, we may think it's this person, we may think that it's something that they did, but in fact it may be something that we are sort of conjuring up through our own history and our own past life experience. I'm going to draw another card for you. This is the dove, so it lets me know that you're a very sensitive person. I believe in a past life, in fact, you were a bird, and birds are messengers. So not only are you an anchor that you brought forward from a past life, but you're also a peacemaker, and that you're a humanitarian, and that you really are sensitive to other people's suffering. And so this just lets me know that no matter how betrayed you were, like, honestly, Lee, no matter how betrayed you were, you still have this capacity to love and be kind and generous and all of those things, which is really beautiful. This is another card that definitely speaks to a past life. So this lets me know this is a card of sacrifice. And so no doubt in my mind, when we are in a state of sacrifice, what that means is that we don't allow ourselves to receive, especially if we've been betrayed. We tend to put up a wall, and then we don't let anything in. So this lets me know that no doubt that something happened in a past life where you were in a state of sacrifice. And so one thing I definitely would suggest to you, it's like, I want you just to receive. Whether you go and get a beautiful massage, whether you do something beautiful for yourself, and just know that you're just this very loving person. Here's your next card, and this lets me know, no doubt, heartbreak. So you're very sensitive, and there's no doubt in my mind that when you feel your life, you feel it fully. And so it's all sort of, if you look at whatever went on in 2008, that it would be connected to any other betrayals. And whoever took away your trust, it's like it's being able to connect those emotions to a past, not only to a past life, but perhaps an injury that you suffered before. And I guarantee you they would be connected with the years 2007, 1998, 1989, and 1980. Just depending on, and if you want to take it one more year, I'm not sure how old you are, Lee, but you can also look at it in 1971. So I hope this message gives you something, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you so much. I'm going to shake these up. I love the fact that you guys put the dates out. I love that. It's very, very cool. I see a message there. Let me just see. Huge abandonment. It's interesting, eh? I'm just looking at Wow, thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much for leaving that message. And no doubt in my mind, it's like, You know, in a 5-year, we learn who really loves us. We learn how to pull back, you know, our energy. So thank you so much for that. Okay, now I'm going to go back and find it. Julie. I'm just doing it random, Julie. I'm just being loosey-goosey. And that way, you know, it just makes it fun. So we're going to do you, Julie. June 1st, 1965. Very cool. Okay. I just got to shake up my cards. Hello, Raina. Thank you for joining in. That feels good. Okay. And so, Julie, looking at your name, looking at your first letter, which is a J, most people, like in the last few weeks, I've read for so many people that have a J in their first name. Wow, Lee, this has really resonated with me. Yeah, 1971 was traumatic, no doubt in my mind. So just so you know, darling, like there is no doubt in my mind. I would never dismiss what you said, but I can say to you, your trust was already gone. And so it's really, and like, I mean, it's just so beautiful because it's like when we connect it all, like, and what I think we do is we just focus on one thing. We think that that's it, you know, and I know when I was going through my recovery, and I still am going through recovery, you know, I was focusing on one thing, and then I realized it's all connected. All of it's connected. So it's my absolute honor to read for you, Lee. And so I hope that helps. And it's just being able to restore your spiritual, because you're a beautiful soul. No doubt in my mind, you were in a past life and you are now. So despite whatever happened to you, you still have the capacity to love and love fully and be generous of your love. So thank you. Okay, Julie, so here the J. So this lets me know that people definitely know how to push your buttons. Typically people with a J letter in the front, they come to this life already feeling like they've done something wrong, or they feel a burden, or they feel just, people know how to push their buttons, and they're extremely sensitive to that type of manipulation. They also are on the hook, so they just feel responsible. So either they feel really responsible early in their life, perhaps there's stuff going on within their family, and they feel responsible. But no doubt in my mind that for you is like letting yourself off the hook. Most people with the J letter in their first name are perfectionists. Like they're very forgiving of other people, but they're just very hard on themselves. Then if you look at your soul essence letter, which is the U, you have this ability, like honestly, you can channel the energy of the universe. Because if you look at the U, it just comes right down, and it's just like you pull down this energy. Like you have this ability to just it's summoning it, you know. And if I were you, it's like you want to stand in front of the sun, or you want to stand in front of the moon. And even if you do it naked, you know, it's like just bring it all in. And so for you, it's all about coming through your crown. So this lets me know that you're a very inspired person, that you have the energy that no matter what, no matter if somebody is going through a difficult time, you're very supportive, you're very loving, you're very devoted, you see the beauty in everything. And then your last letter, which is your capstone letter, this is the letter E, and I call this the mind, body, spirit letter. So it lets me know that you're a complicated girl, or female, that, you know, there's always another question, there's a curiosity, there's a seeker, and this seeker is old. Even as a little girl, you would question things. And that, you know, for you, anything that comes into your vision has meaning. And it doesn't matter whether it's the face of one of your children, or seeing a dead bird on the side of the ground, on the side of the road, just anything that comes into your awareness has meaning. And so you're a person that doesn't miss a thing. sometimes, you know, we get so busy that we overlook so many things, you know, but for you, you notice all of the tiny little details, things that most people just overlook. In your first 10, and so your first aspect is that of the 3, and this is the nurturer. It's also the teacher, highly intuitive. Not only can you predict things, you feel them, and you can feel them even before they happen. You can walk in a room and know where you want to be, where you don't want to be. And what's really interesting with your first aspect is that you're just a person that just wants to please and be loved and be appreciated. There's no doubt in my mind that you do so much for everybody, and that you're a nurturer. Like, I look at it this way, like probably one of the most sacred places on the planet is the womb. I mean, think of the miracle that happens within the womb. And so for you, this lets me know that you're a very creative person, that you like to keep busy, that it's hard for you to sit down, that you always feel like you've got to be doing something. And, you know, it's really interesting. My one sister, she has this aspect in her numbers, and she's really neat because she can be watching TV, making dinner, knitting the sweater, talking on the phone. I mean, she's a magician just like you. Like, they make everything happen, and they love to be of service of other people. Like, I go to visit my mom and my sister, and I say this, and to me, it's probably one of the most beautiful things that she does for me. Like, she'll make me a sandwich, you know, and she'll cut the thing, you know, and like, oh my God. And that's like you. Like, you're that type of person that, you know, you just are so sweet and so loving. Also, there's a part of you that is a sponge. So for you, I definitely would have tourmaline on you. I would wear something that kind of buffers the emotions of other people. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind you can look at anyone, and it doesn't even matter if you know them, and you will know instantly if they are suffering, if they're in pain, or you see them struggling, and you try to take it from them. And so, I mean, for you, tourmaline would be a really, really good stone for you, just to kind of create a barrier. The other thing that would be really good is being able to take a step back and kind of create some space. The other thing too is that there's a wizard energy inside of you, and so there's no doubt in my mind that you're the type of person that is I mean, you can change according to who's in front of you. You will change, like, it's like, sure, I can do that, and sure, I'll do that, and very flexible and non-judgmental. But the only problem is sometimes we get lost with that. So you may come out of your body, or you may spin, or you may get kind of overwhelmed because you're just changing so much. So in the year 2020, it would be a really good year for you to say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to just stay very, you know, constant. And I'm not really about grounding per se. I'm more about being present. I want to be present. And so for you, in the year 2020, it'd be a big year. And this would be connected to 2018. And it's really interesting because everybody that I've read for today, it walks a very, very spiritual path. And that means people that walk a spiritual path are tested. Like, they're tested. Their faith is tested. Like, we don't know how great our faith is until it is tested. And so one thing I want you to know, that there's no doubt in my mind that for you in this year, you're trying to shed, that you're trying to open up, you're trying to grow, that you are in a place where you're trying to expand. It's where you get to plant seeds. And that this year for you has been a very reflective year. And so, and that would be connected to 2018, 2009, 2000. And the other thing that's really interesting with you is you walk the energy of past life. So you're an old soul. So, and it almost feels like there's a conflicted energy inside of you, because it's like you really know who you are, but at the same time, I believe that you were contracted to kind of change according to your environment. So I'm going to draw some cards for you. 1991 would be another big year. 1982. So just so you know, I'm going to draw some cards for you, Julie. So these are cards that are connected, what you brought forward from a past life. So this lets me know, no doubt, that there's an energy inside of you that's a redeemer. So perhaps something happened in a past life where you felt that you were jailed, or you were shamed, or you were imprisoned, and that in this life you just feel like you have to make it all right. So for you, this would let me know that you're always checking. You don't want to do anything wrong. You just feel like you have to prove that you're a good person. And this can be from something that you just feel in a past life that you brought forward a certain amount of guilt. And so this really is about that experience of just knowing, like, I don't have to prove that I'm good. I don't always have to say yes. I don't always have to be this person that just concedes or just agrees, that I have the right to be able to say, no, I'm not doing what you want me to do. Here also is a card for you. This lets me know in a past life that you in fact experienced a real suffering or a loss, that you were orphaned. This may have an impact on the relationships that you have with your parents. It also lets me know that you'd be very sensitive to any type of dismissal or people leaving your life. And that's part of the reason why you just try to, just be this nice person that doesn't want to create any trouble, And so it could be that you're afraid that people are going to leave you, or that you have this fear that people are going to leave you, so you don't really want to speak your truth. Here's your next card, and this is the animal lover. So this lets me know that that you have a deep connection with animals. And if you do have a pet that has passed away, that I guarantee that they walk with you. I mean, I look at myself, and we have 2 dogs, and I just love how they love us, like they just, and they do say that, dogs, like, you're their whole life, but there's such an innocence, and they're so forgiving. And so there's no doubt in my mind that there's been an animal in your life that has helped your healing path. This also is the card just feeling unworthy, even though you are, no doubt in my mind, a spiritual leader, that you are here to give wisdom and guidance, that you're a reluctant leader. There's a part of you that doesn't believe that you're worthy of that, and I'm here to say to you that you absolutely are, and that you have a real depth and a real curiosity about, and sensitive to other people's suffering. Here's your next card, and this lets me know it's all about your DNA. So this speaks about your family, and it also speaks about your ancestry, your mother, your father, their parents. It also speaks, like, whenever this card comes up, often people have a hard time letting go of something. Like, they just feel like they don't want to let go of things, that they have a hard time putting things to rest. So even if a relationship for you is not the healthiest relationship, for you, it just is like, it's hard for you to let that go. And it's because you're weak or any of that. It's just that for you, because of a past life of being orphaned, that you don't want another person to experience what that feels like. So you're just very kind and very devoted, and you stick in, even if it's not good for you necessarily. But I hope that message gives you some insight, and I look forward to your comments on that. Okay, I'm gonna see. Jocelyn, let's do you. 2011. Jocelyn, wow. 2011. So again, you look at the J letter. I mean, this lets me know, no doubt in my mind, that you take you're a very responsible person. And so this can be, oh my gosh, bang on with everything. Thank you so much. I'm a huge animal lover. There's no doubt in my mind. And animals, I mean, I don't know if you had a particular animal, but I do feel like one walks with you. And this feels like from your childhood. And that the energy of this animal is around you for sure. And I mean, and I'm just here to say it's just so neat. And in this year, I want you just to be more present, and I want you just to know that you're beautiful and worthy in your own energy, and no doubt. Sorry, Jocelyn, I'll go back to you. I just love getting the feedbacks. It's just so great. So with you, Jocelyn, no doubt in my mind, with the J as the first letter, no doubt that you're a very responsible person, and that no doubt people know how to push your buttons, and that there's a part of you that's on the hook. So one thing I definitely would do, and I know you do this magical stuff yourself as a practitioner, I want you to scan your body to see if you have any hooks in you. And if you do, it's like, where are they in your body? I mean, I just find that, you know, I did a workshop when our store was open, and you know, we had the freedom to kind of move around, and it was to identify where our hooks were and who they're connected with. And so that's one thing I definitely would do if I were you, is scan your body for hooks. If anybody knows how to push your buttons, then I guarantee you have a hook with that person. So you go to the hook and you feel where the hook is. Once you locate the hook, I want you to think about the color of the hook. What does it look like? Is it embedded? Is it just outside of the skin? But there's no doubt in my mind that you're in a place where you're trying to release yourself from those hooks, or that feeling of being manipulated. I mean, that's one thing that I really learned about myself, is I'm very, very sensitive to any type of manipulation or passive aggressive behavior. And so, you know, you're not going to push my buttons. If you want something from me, just ask me, you know, like, it's just so much easier and honest. So, I mean, with you, Jocelyn, there's no doubt in my mind, and I can say, if you can locate the hooks in your body, then you can do the same thing, and they're actual hooks. Your soul letter is the O, which, I mean, is just this whole fullness about you. Like, I mean, you don't just, you know, want to live. Like, you just like invest in every minute of your life. So you bring, like, when you look at your circle, this could be a tribe. It could be that you want to bring this to your life, and you need this for your life to make it full. So for you, that expression of fullness is really, really important. Then, if you look at your capstone letter, it's a little N, and it kind of goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So there's no doubt in my mind that energy for you is a really big thing as well. 2011, this would be where you stepped into your power. It's where you would have come out of your comfort zone. When we're in a 4-year, often what happens is we have to do difficult things. I mean, I lost my father in a 4-year, and it was probably one of the most challenging years of my life, although I grew so much spiritually. So just so you know, this would be a year where you would come out of your comfort zone, and it would feel a little bit like unfamiliar. And just so you know, 2012 would be where you would step in, and it feels almost like your life purpose would kick in, or there'd be some sort of understanding of what, a more clearer understanding of what that life purpose would be. 2010, this would be the year of the seed, so it would be planting seeds and cultivating, and this is with the intent to grow. And 2009, there would have been something from the past that would have resurfaced that you would have had some time to sort of look at. 2008 for you would be an adjustment year. 2007, that would be a big year. That again would be connected to 1998, as well as 1989, as well as 1980, And I'll take you back as far as 1971. So just so you know, those are the years that whatever it is, sometimes we give away our power, or our power is taken from us. So just so you know, those would be the years that would have just brought you to that place of 2011 where you'd have to take back your power. Also in 2011, it would be where you would have been in your mind a lot and just saying, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not getting stuck in my mind. I need to come out of that. And so it would be a liberation year as well, but very powerful year. I'll draw some cards for you. Keep on dumping the cards for some reason, which is really fun. I got little, so this is the first card. So this lets me know, like, the church is inside of you. And I'm not talking about a Christian church. This is the card of the Conformist. So this is a person that is connected with deep faith. And it's not something that's just this random thing. Like, this is all about beliefs. No doubt in my mind, very devoted. You're a person that is very honest, that you have brought forward this from a past life as well, that it speaks about family, it speaks about tradition, it speaks about the ritual, it speaks about all of that. And so for you, there's no doubt in my mind that whatever you did in 2011, it was like either you had to do it or there was some sort of, you know, moral thing that you couldn't do it, you know, you couldn't do anything else about what you did. So just so you know, like, you're a very committed moral person as well. This is the eagle. So this lets me know that in a past life, definitely a shaman. So whatever it is, like, you were a leader and you are in this life. So, you know, it's, and sometimes it's really interesting because we go through experiences and we think that we've lost our power. We think that we're not strong. We think that we're not a leader. And so this just lets me know that whatever step you took in 2011, it's because that's what you were supposed to do. Here, this is a grip. So this definitely lets me know. And so if you can find the hooks in your field, I guarantee that they would also be connected with some sort of grip. And so it would be either a dread or something that would have happened that kind of creates a bit of a grip in your field. And this would come from a past life as well. It can be a grip that is connected to the mother, but just so you know, okay? Here's your next card. This is the Occult. So this lets me know in a past life you're a bit of a wizard and you would use wizard energy. It also lets me know that you definitely were a bit of an outcast, that people were afraid of you. They may have ridiculed your power, or they may have exiled you because of your power. So there would be a part of you that definitely was afraid of your power. And so again, in 2011, it's where you would have been in that space where you would take your power back. So no doubt, I'm going to give you one more card. And this is an outcast. So no doubt in my mind, it's like, I mean, I do know you, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't know you, and you are a bit like, you know, you look normal, but you're not normal type of person. But there's no doubt in my mind that for you, like, you just never felt like you fit. That you just didn't fit in this life, and that you didn't belong, or that you were kind of the odd person out in your family. I call the person in the family that really is the spiritual leader the black sheep. And the black sheep definitely has the ability to bring the family to a higher spiritual vibration just because they're a bit of a rebel. They don't, you know, they're unwilling to be silent. They're unwilling to just pretend everything's okay when it's not okay. So just so you know, Jocelyn, I hope that gives you a little bit of message. I look forward to your feedback. And I'll also be really excited to give away another one of your amazing treatments for the night. That'd be great. I'm going to do one more. Okay, I have to go here. 2001, Susie. Let's do you. 2001. Jocelyn, thank you. It was spun. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you so much. It was spot on. Thank you, Jocelyn. Okay, now we are going to go to Susie Monroe Lloyd. And you want to know something, Susie? The first thing I want to say to you is that there's no doubt in my mind that you're a beautiful butterfly, that you're original, that you're a person, like, you know, if you were to be anything, it's like you have this very, very original type of energy around you, that you like to do things on your terms, that, you know, that you definitely sort of push the boundaries a little bit. I mean, it's really interesting because you shared the same capstone letter as me, which means that, you know, I mean, Lloyd says that I'm a bit of a rebel, but I'm not really a rebel. I just like doing things that I want to do, you know, like I don't like being influenced by other people. And so no doubt with your capstone, Susie, being a Y, you're the same way. And so it's really interesting, your cornerstone letter, which is the S, lets me know that definitely you have like that wizard energy. For you, flow is very important, kind of staying in the flow, opportunity, being at the right time. And then again with you, if you look at the energy of a you, like you literally can draw and channel energy to you. So if you ask for something, you know, if it'll come to you, you know, when it's like really about channeling that light and having it come right through your crown, right through your body, just so you know. 2001 for you would have been a year of the seed. So this involves the Empress. It could have some impact with your mother. It also is about a birthing. So it's where you would have planted seeds to grow. Perhaps you took a course, or you did something that, you know, with the idea to kind of expand your experience. It's also about nurturing. It can be about self-nurturing. It's about care of children. But all I know is that you would have been in the energy of the womb, which really is about planting and growth and manifestation and cultivation. So just so you know, and this would be connected to 1998. So whatever was going on with you in 1998, it would have kicked in even more so in 2001. So just so you know, whatever was going on in 1998, 1999 would be a year of adjustment. And so nothing for your life at that time would feel familiar. So it would be where there would be a shakeup of some sort. Then in 2000, this is where you would have pulled your energy deep inside of you just to figure out what to do. And so, you know, and it would have been a very reflective year. Then in 2001, it's where you would have planted a seed. 2002 is where you would have taken a step, and this would be a powerful step. It's where you take back your power, and you'd come out of your comfort zone a little bit. And so, just so you know, it's also connected to 1989, and I'll go back 1 year, 1980. And so those, you know, just depending on your age, it would be, those years would definitely impact as well. And so for you, whatever was going on in 2001, it would just, whatever it is that you're doing now, and this time in 2020, it would be apart from what was going on with you in 2001. So I'm going to draw some cards for you. Okay, so, oops, here we go. So this is a card that lets me know that you experience some sort of shock. I sort of relate this card to the Tower in, you know, traditional tarot. It's where you would have gone through some sort of trauma that would have had an impact on you. And this could be when you're quite young, and it would have disrupted your sense of security. And so for you, it's really the adjustment of whatever it was that happened, whether it was a divorce, whether it was the loss of someone, whether coming into some sort of spiritual truth. All I know is that it would have kind of shocked you back into reality. So there's a part of your soul at this time that is almost preparing for something to happen, or, you know, like the recovery of that surprise, and it would have come out of nowhere. And so there, wow, you lost your mom. Okay. And so how old were you, love, when you lost your mom? Yeah. Even seeing you write that, oh, my heart just goes out to you. Also, yeah, so just so you know. And so, I mean, it just, and so if I were to ask you, just so you know, Susie, was there something early in your life that would have happened? You know, because, yeah. And so, like, just so you know, it's like huge. This also lets me know that from a past life, you bring, you're a hero. And so this really is about going through difficult challenges. I mean, if you look at this wheelchair, it's really about the hero overcoming great obstacles. And this is out of your pure energy, you know, like just I'm your will and determination. So no doubt in my mind that you were a hero. And so, you know, whether the relationship with your mother, that you were a hero there as well. And trust me, like my mom is 98. I mean, it's probably one of the most challenging things is having a parent sick. And I lost my dad last year. And so just so you know that this shock and this being a hero, all of this is connected to 2001. I'm also going to give you another card. So this is the dove. So it lets me know there's no doubt in my mind that you just gave beautiful messages, that you were there, that you're a humanitarian. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind in a past life that you were a bird. So in the year 2001, this is where you absolutely would have just been there for her. I mean, I love this card. It's like when you think about the energy of a dove. I mean, how beautiful is that? No doubt in my mind. I'm going to draw another card for you. And this is absolutely, like, no doubt in my mind that this year for you definitely created a lot of grief, that, you know, you were definitely challenged and that this would be loss, and appreciating that. And I know myself, when I had someone pass away that was very, very important to me, I remember them saying, oh my gosh, you are so, so sad. And it's like, I don't mind grieving. That's how important this person was to me. So just so you know. Also, Susie, you absolutely are a shaman, which means that you are a healer, that you have this beautiful, giant, huge heart, and that you have this depth to you. And there's no doubt in my mind that you just bring medicine. So you work, you know, with the healing arts, and that you are a leader, and that you are an incredible inspiration for the people in your life that you love. So, oh, I see you. I'm a nurse and took care of her. Oh, how beautiful. I want you to have a conversation with your mom today, love. And I want you just to say to her, oh my gosh, I talked to this numerologist, and she basically said to me that it was a really hard year. There was grief, but that I was there. And I mean, this is one thing I can say to people about loss, is that I believe that we live, our souls live forever. And what's really interesting is I travel to visit my mom every week, going to Hamilton, And every week I ask my dad to join me. And so he comes along with me. And I'm so grateful because I can feel his energy in the car. So thank you so much. And I hope that message brings you some comfort. And I mean, it happened in a 3-year, which is the energy of the mother, no doubt. I'm going to check and see if anybody else has a year out there. We're doing random year readings. Yeah, 35. That's just great. I'm just reading this. Tracy Hepburn, let's do you, love. $2020. Wow. 2020. And so, hello, Caitlin. Hello, Caitlin Marie. So Tracy wrote down 2020. So let's do your name first. So if you look at your first letter, which is your cornerstone letter, it's a T. So this lets me know, no doubt in my mind, that you're a bit of a perfectionist, that you're your own person, that you're a leader, that you were born to be a leader, that you have great insight and knowledge and wisdom and all that sort of stuff. And then if you look at your soul essence, which is a bridge, so no doubt that you're a healer. And so I just want you to know that, I mean, not only are you a leader, but you're also a healer. You're a person that is a humanitarian, that you bridge any type of conflict, that you bridge wherever there is a space. Oh, I just got to read this. What an amazing gift. My heart feels full, and I'll reach out. I'm so glad, Susie. Like, honestly, I just know, just have a conversation with your mom, like, honest to God, like, she's right there. She's never left you, ever. But thank you. And so, Tracy, just so you know, here the bridge letter, which is your soul, which means you're a healer. You're a person that works with angelic realms. So there's no doubt in my mind that you don't like any type of upset, that you wouldn't harm a fly, that you are just this very generous person, a very caring, giving person. And then if you look at the C, I just have to say this, it's like you're very charismatic. So you draw people into your energy. So there definitely is that kind of intrigue about you, and that you have this ability to just to kind of, it's almost like an alchemist. You can draw people in. Then your last letter, which is a Y, definitely lets me know that you're a person that you have your own flair and you do things in your own way, and that you don't like rules, or you don't like boundaries. Like, you set your own rules, and no doubt that they're hard. Like, you know, like, I guarantee that you like to do well in anything that you do, and that you want to prove your worth in a sense, and that you're smart and all that sort of stuff. But you do it kind of in your own groove, like you have your own way about it. Most people that have the T as the very first letter just feel pressure. Like, they just feel like they come into this life and they feel pressure. And it's sort of like, if you look at T, it really looks at the shoulders. So, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that you hold things in your shoulders, or that you definitely put yourself under a lot of pressure. The year 2020 for you, no doubt you've come out of your comfort zone, and that for you, that there's been a lot of things that you've had to confront in this year. It's where you'd have to take back your power. It's where you'd have to make decisions. It's where you literally would come out of your comfort zone, so things would be unfamiliar. Anything, like, for you, no doubt, control. And I don't mean this in a negative thing, but for you, like, control is a really big thing, because usually you just make everything happen. And that's one thing that we have learned in this year. The beauty and the importance of freedom, as well as the importance of having the power to make our own choices. I know like almost now for 9 or 10 months, we are being kind of told what to do, and I guarantee for you that would be very, very challenging and very difficult. I'm also going to look and see what year this would be connected to for you. 2016. And so no doubt in my mind, this year for you, there would have been some sort of spiritual truth that would have surfaced. And it's a realization. And it doesn't have to be like a lightning bolt, but it's where you come into some sort of truth. And it would have shifted. This year is connected to 2007 and 1998, 1989, 1980, and I'm going to go back as far as 1971. So just so you know, it's like those years would have definitely been connected as well. Also for you in 2020, it's where you would have had to make, you'd have to just revisit any fears connected to security, whether it's with your job or with money or just feeling safe. And that would have been, you would have been confronted definitely with that. Also, most people, it's not knowing. Like even to this day, like Lloyd and I and Krista don't know what's going to happen to our store. We have no clue, and even that is very unsettling. But at the same time, it's going to be whatever it's going to be. I mean, the way that I see this, and this is just my personal feeling about all of this whole thing, if we lose one person from this virus, that is a huge loss, huge. So for me, it's like any loss as a result, it's just the whole universe feels that loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some cards, shuffle these up. Now I'm just going to bring them over. So in the year 2020, this lets me know that no doubt that you have an opportunity to offload some stuff that you've been worrying about. Whether it's fears or anxieties or responsibilities, all I know is this year would have presented the opportunity to look and see what you're carrying around. What it is that like it's almost weighing you down, and being able to say, no, I don't want to carry this anymore. This can be connected with your family. It can be connected just with the burden of worry. And so just so you know, this is the energy of the mule. Okay? This is the intuitive. So no doubt in my mind, like this may be a year where you step into kind of your intuitive gifts. So either you're receiving more messages or you just feel like you're stepping more into your power. There's no doubt in my mind that you're highly intuitive, that you're tapping into that energy. And that's what's really interesting is like we've had some time to sort of develop certain, work on ourselves a little bit, and so no doubt it could be that you just feel like you're kind of tapping in to more of your intuitive energy and your intuitive gifts and stepping into that power as well. I'm going to draw another card for you. So this lets me know that this is a hook. So again, like I said to one other person that I did a reading for, that there's no doubt that you have an opportunity to see if anything is hooked in you or anyone where you feel responsible or where you just feel kind of where people know how to push your buttons. So this could be the liberation of getting off of that hook, where you take back your power, or you let go of whatever it is that's kind of got you kind of on the hook and full of pressure. And so there's no doubt in my mind that that would have happened to you again in this year 2020, is the liberation of that. This lets me know this is the fractured self. So no doubt this could be something that happened in this year, would be related to something that happened to you early in your life. So if you in fact were dealing with security issues in this year, perhaps issues of security as a child may have resurfaced as well. So just so you know, like, you know, that's what I find is so interesting about emotion, and interesting about wounds, and interesting about responding to our wounds, is we think we're just responding to this. It's like, no, 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 no. This is old, and it's connected to a past life, and it can be connected to an experience that we've gone through in our life that just reminds us of that pain. And so it almost resurfaces out as well. This also lets me know that you're an old soul, and whatever you went through in 2020, love, I guarantee you went through a very similar situation in a past life. So I want you just to, you know, I want you to think about, if you were to connect a theme with this year for you, what would that theme be? And I guarantee it's connected to all of this. And so it's where you just really look at that, and I guarantee that whatever you responded to in this year is definitely connected with a past life. Next year, in the year 2021, it's going to be really interesting, because you're going to be renegotiating contracts. So one thing I definitely would do, and I know you just got a few weeks left of this year, but it's like, I'm going to do the opposite of what I normally do. If I normally react this way, I'm not going to react this way. I'm just going to remain calm. Or if I'm really fearful of this or that. So, I mean, that's one thing I definitely would do. So I hope that that helps you or gives you some insight, Tracy. So, yeah. I think that's all of the... Let me just double check. I think I got everybody that put out a date. I'm just going to double check here. And I want to thank you guys. Like, it's just really neat, eh? Like, I like just doing random weird readings that just, you know, in your name and 1 year. Like, you type 1 year, I can do a reading for you. Like, I mean, how cool is that? So I think, just looking for any other messages here. Yeah. That's great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you with, one card. And this card is just about as old souls that we're connected with, like anybody who's watching. See that? No doubt in my mind, whoever is watching, I guarantee we did something in a past life that our soul has memory of. And there is a part of us that just feels guilty. So whoever is watching this, I guarantee you that, you know, we may have done something in a past life that we just are trying to make up for. And I mean, you know, part of us feels guilty. Part of our soul feels that way, even though this is an old experience. So it's really neat, because I'm always making these weird things, like I make ritual oils, I make all this kind of stuff. And the one thing that I brought in, and I didn't really put it out there why I created it, but it's to wash our hands clean. Like, I'm innocent. And so, just so you know, any of you out there that drew that card, there's no doubt in my mind that our soul has memory, that we had done something in a past life that we brought guilt, and so we would experience that guilt. So what I want you to do is, I want you just to either go for a walk or go and do something beautiful for yourself. And it's like, I want to release this. I want to release this feeling. and just be able to release ourselves from that energy of feeling like we've done something wrong, or that we have to make up for something that we may have done in a past life where we may have harmed ourselves or harmed someone else in our life. So yes, so just so you know, thank you so much. And now I'm going to carry on with my world. I want to let you know that I'm going to be posting the draw winners, just so you know, and we're very excited about that. This week we're going to be offering treatment again with Krista Marie, my beautiful daughter, who does this amazing treatment. Of course, you know, depending on COVID and all that stuff, but even still, if you win the draw, like, you know, at some point you will be entitled to a beautiful treatment from her. We're also going to include a drumming session with Lloyd. So again, you know, just depending, we may have to do it at a different time, but that you will win an opportunity to visit Lloyd with his beautiful drum. So thank you very much. I love you all. Hope you have a beautiful day and stay good and safe. Bye-bye for now.